Hi, everybody. This is John Braun. We are just about to get the webinar kicked off. I'm going to get Mason Tomaino here on the line here in just a second, and we're going to do a sound check. There
I'm
you
here,
are,
buddy.
Mason. And I hear you loud and clear, so I like it. Good, good, good. Let me check on a couple other things. What I'd like to do, let's do a sound check for both me and Mason. Let me make sure I don't have any other extra windows or anything open that are bogging my system down. I hear my computer. When you do these webinars, your computer's like working like really, really hard. So make sure that I got all that down. But let's do a sound check. Can you guys hear us loud and clear? If you can, put into the Demio chat area. Yes. Why? Any positive affirmation would be nice. Just something to let us know. Thank you, Jaron. Thank you, Nate. Thank you. I know we got a lot more of you on there, so if we could have some more of you on here, we got some other guys coming in.
Can you hear us both, guys?
Can you hear Mason? Give it up for Mr. Mason
in the
Tomaino. Thank you, Nate. Awesome. Good, good, good. Okay. Thank you, Andrew. Okay, good. We're going to go ahead and get rolling with the content that we've got here. Tonight, we're going to be talking about profiting, not just making $100,000 in sales. Obviously, that's the first step, but profiting $100,000 in the cleaning and restoration business, and really specifics on how you can do that. So that's what we're going to be talking about for about the next hour. And a little bit about me. I know almost everybody here, but just in case for the people seeing the recording later, I did have a cleaning business that I just sold at the end of the last year. I started it when I was in college, majoring in advertising. I wanted to practice advertising, find out what worked, what didn't work. So I built my carpet cleaning business up to be one of the most well-known, high-priced cleaning companies in the city. And basically, about 10 years ago, I started doing advertising consulting. Guys started asking me to do ads for them and websites and Google stuff for them. So I started doing that about 10 years ago, and I started Hitman Advertising. And right now, because I sold my cleaning business at the end of last year, that is all I'm doing is consulting and marketing help for cleaning companies all over the United States, UK, Canada. Mr. Mason Tomaino here on the group with us. He's known in the carpet cleaning industry. Some call him the greatest salesman in the cleaning and restoration industry. He has worked for big corporations such as national and regional sales reps for John Don, Hydromaster, Interlink, and several multi-million-dollar cleaning and restoration businesses. And he's the founder and the lead admin for the one of the most popular Facebook groups online, which is Mason's Network. So let's give a hand again for Mason, and we're gonna get right into what we're talking about here. So we've been on a 4-week series. Basically, the first week we talked about an intro and kind of the foundation to doing this. And yes, after this is all over, I'm going to put probably on one page somewhere the replays to all of this. It's so much better if you're here live, because then you can ask questions. We will have room for a little bit of room for, not a lot, but some at the end for questions. But last week we did a webinar on sales and marketing. Tonight, it's still kind of about sales and marketing too tonight, but more about retaining your clients. We're going to also be talking about how to hire a salesperson and the different commission structures and how you can really benefit from doing that. Next week, we're going to talk about managing and systems, which is huge for even if you have one employee, even if you're the only employee, it's huge for that. So a couple of quick announcements before we really get rolling. The contest is still open. I've gotten emails, and have you gotten messages about this the last week, Mason? Is the contest still open? Okay, so let's talk about a little bit of the housekeeping about that. Yes, it's still open. The other question is, when's it going to close? We don't know yet. Probably right now, we're just going to say at least for the next week. It really kind of depends on how many honestly, how many contestants we have entering. And the funny thing is, you know what's funny, Mason? We have a lot of people that have opted in and signed up for the initial part of the contest, but not that many have actually given us a video yet. So that's kind of interesting. But I want to encourage you guys to not be scared to submit your video, right? Okay. So, and then the other question, nobody really asked me this point blank, but I'm sure this is on some of your minds. Why a video? Well, why are we asking for a video?
Well, we want to know the clay that we're working with. We've actually got a couple videos, and they've been quite good. But yeah, so what we want you to do is kind of see your personality come out, because when we start marketing with you and help you guys get the marketing strategy, you're going to have to do videos. You're going to have to be in front of your audience. So I think it's very important. And if you don't make the best video, it's still better than not making a video, right?
Right, right. And the other thing that I actually told one of my clients today when he asked me, I said, well, here's the thing. I also want you to practice doing these videos, even if you don't win, even if I want to, that whole act of you doing that is going to make you go, well, maybe it's not really that hard to do one for YouTube or Facebook. Would you imagine, Mason, the very first video I ever did for my cleaning company or for Hitman or for anything, it wasn't very good. You know, right? I mean, Steven Spielberg didn't make his first movie or first shot at any kind of a show or movie or film at all, and it was just great. I'm sure it sucked, right? But the more he did it, the more he practiced it, the
if
better
you Google my
it.
name, just Mason Tomaino, and look up YouTube, you'll see some videos that aren't real good. But you get better, and every time you do it, you get better. So just like an actor, just like an athlete, a tennis player, football player, they don't start at the highest level, and then you get more toys. I've seen some people put a GoPro on their wand and a few things. So yeah, just have fun. But we need a video, because you're going to be the branding here, and it's going to be very important for you to do a lot of videos and stay in front of your social media, and it builds confidence.
Right. So to help you and really get you more confident. Now, what are we looking for? Because that's the other thing guys have asked. What are we looking for?
One video that I think you should post the link to was really good. He put music behind him. I believe he said it was him and his mom. And it was just kind of a cool pre-vacuum, some music. It was a very nice video. I think I got to give him thumbs up on that. What's his name?
I think it was John. I can't remember. You put me on the spot. I'm looking at it. I know it's on.
I think that's what we're kind of looking for, is to see his personality of pre-raking and stuff. We don't need to see your portable, your truck mount, and all that. He did do it, so that's kind of cool. But I just love truck mounts to begin with. But
I think he posted it on cleaning marketing, so I'm going to put the link. Almost everybody knows where this is at, so you can post them on. Hey Trisha, how are you? You can post it on cleaning marketing. You post it on Mason's
John
Network.
Burdick did a great one too. He's just a man, and he just sincerely talked about where he's at. He's a veteran, and where he's at today, and it was very good. And you could and I know John, so I know that he's not camera shy, and he can kind of get out there. He just kind of needs more of a coach, right? Every team needs a coach. But so what we're looking for is really simple. It could be a little goofy, it could be sincere, it could have your kid in there, your dog, whatever. Just make something that you would be proud to let your mom or your grandmother see, and let us see what we're working with, because we're going to invest a lot of our time. We're giving you away all this service for free. So we just kind of need to know what we're working with, because we're going to invest our time in you. So we want you to succeed. And we also want, at the end of the day, for us to say, hey, this worked. So we're going to work hard for you.
Good. I think the other specifics, just so that other guys know, 1 minute is really what it needs to be. A couple other things is you really ideally should show your equipment. You don't have to, because maybe you're new, right? Maybe you don't have equipment yet, maybe. But ideally that would be what we're kind of looking for, just to see your system and kind of what we're working with, and just to see you talk on camera and see what just to go through that exercise of doing it. And maybe why we should choose you. That's the thing. And several people emailed me personally or messaged me personally, which we initially did ask for. But I think it'd be better if they actually did post it on one of the Facebook groups, especially.
And I think the one today I'm talking about went 1.5 minutes, another one went 1:50. We're not looking for 58,
fine. A little bit over a minute.
Seconds. I mean, just send something, and if it's entertaining and it's the guy rocked it. He put music on there. It was, and I'm not saying to do that, guys. You don't need to, but that was pretty cool.
No. Right. Again, the basics, just tell us about you, why you should win the contest, and a little bit about what you do in your business. And we just kind of want to see some stuff.
Yeah, and kind of a little preview of like he did a setup in your van or around your van or something. It'd be helpful just to know, kind of a concept. But just send it. It's better than not sending it.
Right. Exactly. Okay. So let's get right into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Basically three questions first that I really want to go over as an intro that you really need to be asking yourself and thinking about as far as just working on your cleaning business. And one is, do you really want to charge more? Some guys don't. Some guys are happy with the being one of the lower priced in town, or maybe even at the price that they're currently at, even if it's not one of the lower price. But do you want to charge more? Think about that long and hard. Do you want more consistency in your schedule? I know almost every winter, almost every back to school Mason, I get calls and emails from guys going, I'm slow, what do I do? And one of the first things I'm going to tell them is, we'll get into it later, but these are some of the things we're going to talk about here today. So do you want to be more consistent in your schedule? Do you want to spend less money on advertising than you're currently spending? Because if you do some of these things, you can indeed spend less money, you can indeed get a more consistent schedule, and you can indeed charge more money. But here's the big thing. Learning about this stuff tonight is good, but you have to do. Action is what's required. Doing and implementing this stuff. Don't just look at it and go, oh, wow, that's nice. Because one of three things happen when I talk about this kind of stuff. One, guys will look at it and go, wow, that's really great. Two, they'll look at it and go, oh, I don't think I want to spend the money on doing that. And none of these things are expensive at all, by the way, guys. But some of the times guys still just go, well, I don't want to spend that $50 or that $100. Oh, or God forbid, $200.
Also the question, I love the advertising you have to spend on it. And I'm going to tell you an example of my limousine company that I had with 10. But on the video too, I want to go back to that you also, not in the video, but be aware if you win, you will have to do some advertisements. So you have to have an advertising budget.
Right.
Every company in the world has an advertising budget. If you don't, you're doing something wrong. Your advertising budget could be business cards or whatever what we go through could be it, but you need to have some money set aside for it. If you're struggling right now and you're like 3 days for making it, that's not the right candidate. We need to see, we're not looking for $1 million club. We're looking for that. But let's talk about advertising. What he said is you need to do this stuff and you want to cut back, spend less on your advertising. I don't think that's always the true case. When I had a limousine company, I had 10 limousines. I spent a lot of money on advertising because I never wanted to be slow. There's a lot of branding, a lot of costs. So you can spend less on gaining new clients. Yeah, thank you. Number 3. You
we should clarify that. We should clarify that exactly. I think my clarification on that isn't less money as a whole. It's less money per client, per job. That's what I mean. So that's a good point though, because some guys there's some guys that are die hard. I don't want to spend any money on advertising, and those guys, ironically enough, rarely have, I can't say successful businesses, because on some level they're, I do know some guys that are at some level successful, but they don't have businesses that operate with all employees, and they're out doing a lot of the work, and they're the owner operator, and almost always with that kind of a company. So what I mean by spending less on advertising, I really should have clarified that a little bit more by saying per client, per lead. Because here's, one of the first things I learned in my very first advertising class in college was that it's less money to keep your existing customer than it is to acquire a new customer. So what I mean by that is you can cut down your per lead by just spending a few dollars marketing back to your existing customer versus spending $50 or $75 getting a brand new customer. Guess what? In our industry, in the cleaning and restoration industry, it costs anywhere on average from $40 to $90 to gain one new client. $40 to $95. What do you do if your minimum's $95?
So what's funny, what you said is in college, I must be a lot older than you. It was $17.42 to get a job, but that was before Google and pay-per-click. But anyway, so what we're saying is you're still going to have to spend money on advertising. We're not saying give us the money or anything, but you're always going to want to do the stuff that we're going to show you today. And it's spend less to gain more new ones and to retain them and stuff. But anyways, that's something I just wanted to clarify. I think you guys are going to rock this one today. You're going to really enjoy it. But I think you need to do more stuff. Remember, my saying on this is I believe people buy from who they like. I believe I lit it up. There's a Las Vegas speech I did, loyalty, integrity, and trust. If you have that, you're going to win clients. You're just going to be there for them, be solid. But you need to do more stuff. You need to get out of your shell. You need to be excited. When you started your business, John, you couldn't stop thinking about it. Your want and different things. You couldn't stop.
No.
My very first truck mount, I parked in a grocery store at midnight just to start it. Because I was like, oh, this is cool. So, and the same with the portable. I cleaned my wife's couch when I bought my first portable. I was so excited. Now I wouldn't do that. But you get that excitement. Now you play solitaire. So we're saying you need to get that energy, that honeymoon back, that excitement. But we got this for you tonight, guys. We better start rolling. But this you need to get off. A friend of mine did a speech one time. He put a $1 bill under every chair. He goes, now get up. Or a $20 bill, and then under each chair was money. He goes, this is how you make money. You get off your butt and go get it. So let's go, John. This is awesome.
Okay, so first thing we're talking about is branding to your client base, okay? We talk a lot and you think a lot about branding to your new clients and people who've never heard about you, but we sometimes forget about branding to your existing clients. So this is huge to think about, because again, this is really one of the biggest keys to charging more money, to getting more repeat clients and getting referrals. If you brand yourself well, they're going to not forget you, and they're going to be willing to spend more money with you.
So John nailed it today. We were talking about branding. There's many forms of branding. This branding in stage 1 right now that we're showing you, most of you guys already do. We're just going to show you some more. We're not going to cover much, but you came up with the words today. Everyone thinks branding like Coca-Cola, Nike, all the way out there, and just being a shotgun approach, just everywhere, like your duck season. This branding is when you're in the house and when you're with that person, your brand, your uniform, trust nice, your van being lettered, stuff like that. So this is going to be some pretty cool, awesome stuff right now. So rock it, John.
Okay, so the first thing is corner guards with stickers on them or something, not just the corner guard, but brand yourself on the corner guard, right? Maybe you're going to leave the corner guard there. Have you ever done that? Well, maybe you could get it back if you had a sticker on it.
Protector on the corner guards.
Right. Oh, yeah. There you go. So for some of you who don't know, maybe newbies who don't know what a corner guard is, you can get them at John Don, Hydromaster, whatever. But a sticker, something with your logo on it. The corner guards are like $12, $15, not much money. Put a sticker on it. We can get. I just ordered some stickers yesterday for a client. 1,000 of them for like $19. Like color, 1,000 stickers, nice, glossy, good stickers. Right now, the next thing. Brochures, and not just brochures for brochure's sake, or just but an educational brochure, something that explains your different services. So for instance, if we're going to come in and we're going to talk to a client about a pet odor job, and we're going to charge them $300 or $400 for the carpet cleaning, maybe another $400 or $500 for the pet odor, and that's a pretty typical number for some of the jobs that we would do. We're also going to give them a brochure that totally educates them, a trifolded brochure about the ins and outs of pet stain removal, and with a couple of tips on what they can do for pet stain removal. But a trifolded brochure sets you apart, and they're more willing to spend the money on that pet stain removal job. If you're going to pick up area rugs, if you're going to pick up somebody's, 5 of their $10,000 area rugs and bring them back to your shop, and all you're going to tell them is a little bit about what you think you might know about area rugs, which is great, by the way, but why not also give them a leave behind of why it's important to clean area rugs, how to clean it. Same thing with upholstery. We've got some for water damage restoration, which is another really, really, really important one to explain to people, because they don't understand water damage restoration. So when you give them these, it's twofold. One, you're setting yourself apart, you're branding yourself as the educator, okay? Two, when you're dealing with like realtors especially, or carpet retailers, they love stuff like this. They eat up stuff like this, right? So another thing that you're going to want to do, stickers. So we talked about this a little bit today, Mason and I. Stickers on vacuum cleaners, on the back of area rugs that you clean, on the back of upholstery that you clean. Now, this is the way I felt about vacuums, and what we kind of talked about is vacuums, once you look at somebody's vacuum. I don't know how many times when I first started doing that, and I quickly abandoned the whole project of looking at people's vacuums, because next thing you know, you're changing bags, you're replacing belts, and you're a vacuum repair person in the house. Because you feel like, well, geez, they're spending $300 or $400 on this carpet cleaning, and they got a vacuum issue. Sure, I can spend 15 more minutes looking at it. And yeah, sometimes I understand that, but I don't know. I'm not really a vacuum.
I'm with you on that. So on the
what do you think?
On the brochure one that we just left, keep here. This is perfect. So the brochure one we left, I like a trifold. Leave something with a trifold. John, you haven't heard it, but today we're going to release it for the first time. I'll get with John in the next couple of weeks after these webinars. We're going to come up with a list of what to expect when expecting. It's going to be basically, when you're done with the job, you have them sign it saying, hey, the carpet's slippery when wet, different procedures. Do you want a free quote on Scotch Guard or Protector and stuff? So we're going to make something brand new that you're going to see a couple today, but we're going to make something new. But the stickers, I really do like what John said. He put stickers on rugs, couches, like on the label on the couches or underneath. The vacuums is a pain. Half the time the vacuums are broken and stuff, but that's been something around for a long years. But you nailed it with it. When I cleaned carpet, this was probably around 3 years ago, I went out and cleaned for my son-in-law. And when I asked the customer, I go, hey, so who did you use last? She goes, I don't remember, but he was a nice guy. So this is some of the reasons why you need to stay on top of them. Another way to really brand is Sealador. Sealador, I've seen a lot of people with it. The Sealador is really, really awesome. You can put your name and company name on it. And you have the next slide?
Yeah, that's actually on the list. I've got a picture of that too. That's the next thing. Sealador with your logo. So you could kind of hard to see here, but it's basically like a barrier that goes over the door. Pretty easy to install. And how much do these cost? Around $150 or something? Yeah, but not much.
You tell the customer you care.
So, two things about that. You tell the customer you care. You brand yourself as something different and better, and they care about this, especially if it's hot outside or cold outside. They really, really, really are $300.
Everything. And you know what? You're buying from a nice guy. You're buying from a nice guy who makes it. Ron, he's a great guy. He helps out a lot of different things, and he's just trying to make it. He's in the canvas industries, like above stores and all. But anyways, long story short, you're buying from a nice guy, and we're not getting anything out of it. And we were going to run some kind of special with him one time where you get something for free. So if you mention us, but we're not getting paid. We're just trying to help him. But this is something that would help. Keeps the cats inside, the air conditioning, the heat, different weathers. It's just a beautiful thing. So you guys should look into Sealador. And then one guy has caution, dirt removal and process. So you can do different ways.
There you go. So the other things with this too is we would get this a lot in the South where it rains a ton. We were in the rainiest area of the United States, more inches of rain than anywhere else. So it's raining, so you can't come out. Well, don't worry. One, we're going to wear booties on our feet, which is another thing that's not really on the list, but that's one thing that sets yourself apart. Booties on your shoes, so we're not going to be tracking dirt in. Two, we're going to have a Sealador on your door, so your door won't be left open. Everything will be sealed outside, so that we don't have to have your door wide open, and everything's going to be great. So this kind of thing helps to set you apart. Somebody couldn't get a logo on their Sealador. Well, you can always get a sticker. We're going to talk about that in a minute too. A bottle of spot remover. So definitely leaving something like a bottle of spot remover is huge. John Don sells them. Hydromaster Interlink sells them. You can do them yourself. This is one that we've done, and a few ad club members too. We have a template for a label, and you can get. One of the Hardball Chemicals was the company that I've used for this type of thing for their power pack, but anything, it doesn't matter. And basically, you get these bottles, and I think our cost on this was 90 cents for a 16-ounce bottle, and we would have to mix them ourselves, so we did have a little bit of labor for that. But the actual hard cost for the approximate for the chemical, the label, that was like 90 cents, maybe even like 85 cents, but not much money at all. And you got a 16-ounce bottle of spot remover. You can give them free refills. A lot of the clients love that type of stuff, and it really helps to brand your company. And sometimes too, they don't remember who you are, so they look at the bottle of spot remover, right? Areas of concern cards. This is something that Mason actually came up with, and let me borrow the idea. But this is a card. It's a little tent card, and it's glossy. It's not like laminated, but it's glossy, so it's water resistant the way we're making these. And on one side it says area of concern. It's got your company logo. We did this for one of our ad club members. On the other side it says ask me about Scotchgard protector, and you could change it to whatever type of protector you do, and that doesn't matter. Don't get bogged down with that. But you give them to your client and you say, Mrs. Client, please go around and put these on the places that you're concerned about. That way you know of their areas of concern.
We do have to give a shout out on this. This came about when I worked at John Don. Meg Burdick, John's ex, she used to put their trifold business card down on spots of areas of concern. So that we all brainstormed and came this up together, and it was brilliant how it came about. But it started because they used to put their business card, and I was like, we can improve it. So I do get credit because of that, but I'm just a Xerox machine that copies well. But yes, this Scotchgard area of concern, everyone should have it. You walk in, instead of seeing blue tape on the carpet, you go in and you hand them these, a whole bunch of them, they put them down. As they're putting them down, they're seeing it, reading it, sending it down. Then when you're done, you pick them all up and you say, hey, Mrs. Wilson, your master bedroom wasn't bad, but your living room was, I think we should protect this. And you could change it with Scotchgard. I believe this is in the ad club now, probably, is it? Yeah, we'll talk about that.
But, it is definitely.
This is the ad club, and the trifolds and stuff will be in the ad club. But we'll tell you some more. But you could change it from Scotchgard to Protector or something different. Scotchgard is the most known for that. DuPont's most known for tile.
Whatever protector you use, it doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't care. Protector's protector, kind of. Floor decals. This is one thing that, truth be told, I haven't used this yet. I just kind of thought of this idea. We do actually have a template for this now in the ad club, but caution floor decals. So normally, where is somebody going to slip? Mason, on the floor, right? Floor. And right. And so there's decals that you can get, that we can get printed up through our printer for, depending on how many that you order, for the thicker ones that last longer, that'll probably last for dozens and dozens, maybe 100 different occurrences, are about $30 a piece. And you get this and you put it down on the floor, and that way it doesn't move, because sometimes we would put like a laminated sign, but then we would sometimes even accidentally step on it and slip and nearly kill ourselves. So that's not good. You need something that actually sticks on the floor. So this is a lot safer, and it just says, caution, watch your step, don't slip, thanks. You can get these printed up for, depending on how many that you order, but $20-$30 bucks.
You know what? And this is really cool. This is good because you could just put it down, like with cones and different things, but you could put this down and they're looking down. And then that's also is a liability. It saves you from the liability. What did you do to protect them from falling down? So, no, I like this. You came up with this. It's not sticky. It's like a static stick. It doesn't have tape on it, right? Yeah.
Right. No, it's like a restickable type of thing on the back that you just kind of put down. How large? This one's actually 23 inches by 23 inches, so pretty big, right? And the other thing too about liability, if you, God forbid, ever had a problem with somebody slipping and getting hurt, wouldn't you like to sit in the courtroom and show the judge this and say, well, we had these on the floor. You know what I mean? Where she slipped, we had this on the floor. I mean, what more can you do, right? I mean, you still want to warn the client verbally and that type of thing. But great tool. Again, around $30. We've got the template already for this up in the ad club. So another thing, and these are some of the more obvious things, right? Pens with your company name, maybe logo on it, phone number. Notepads are great. Magnets are great. All these type of things are just, important little leave behinds. This is a magnet, and we used to talk about, stainless steel refrigerators are more popular, but now actually I just bought a stainless steel refrigerator just last week, and they're starting to be magnetic again. So people are putting more stuff back on the refrigerator. But if it's something beneficial, like in this case, it's a with tips, they're wanting to know how to remove stains. Well, we tell them, look, you're going to have emergencies here and there. Here's an emergency spot removal magnet, and it's got your website on it too, that they can go for more spot removal tips. But just a neat little extra thing for not much money, 25 cents.
And we try to get magnets with calendars on it, so you have a little calendar on the side of the fridge or something. But today with iPhones and Google, it's not needed like it used to be.
Yeah, I don't use
Yeah.
those types of calendars anymore. So, and then the other thing, and really, which is a staple with branding back to your clients, educational newsletters and postcards. So things educating them about all the different services that you do and why they're important. Because here's the thing: maybe you do even send a text message out, or you give them a reminder call every now and then, which are great things to do. But those have got their problems, because you might annoy somebody. But you can't, during that quick text message, or that even reminder postcard, that quick brief reminder postcard, which we're going to talk about in a little bit too, which are important things, but you can't educate them about all of your different services and why they're important in that one postcard. Like here's a holiday one that a lot of my members even just recently sent out, and the whole theme is making a great first impression with beautiful carpet and floors for the holiday. And what the whole postcard is about is talking about how when visitors come over, which is what they're about to experience for the holidays, right? When visitors come over, the first thing that they really see is the floor. And then they notice the smell, if there's any odor. And it walks them through that scenario and that story, and of course gives the idea that you're the answer to that solution for that problem. And it warns them about booking early for the holidays, because you're going to be busy. And this is something to send out like now, like months before Christmas, not like a week before Christmas, but way before Christmas. The other side, a little bit of a special offer. We won't really get much into the offer, but we talk about the referral program. Talk about the referral program a lot with client mailers, a lot. Why? You want referrals, and see how you're just branding yourself really along with the holidays, with a postcard like this, and you're educating them.
And
So
we haven't talked much about it, but all these brochures, the magnets, the sticky floor, all the stuff you can get from the ad club and a discount, right, John? I mean, this is something I don't own this. This is John. He's done it for 17 years. It's done good. It's an area where members log in. Tell us a little bit about that, so they know, because we have more brochures coming in.
Actually, 11 years. I've had the ad club for 11 years. But yes, but basically it's a membership site. We have hundreds of different templates for, all the stuff we're looking at here, but hundreds of different other things. Postcards, but we're also brokers for some large printers. Once per month, you can download the graphic yourself and design and customize it yourself, but once per month, if you'd like, we actually have a designer that works for me that can actually customize anything for you at no charge once per month. There's a small fee if you want more than one thing done, but he'll pop in your logo and get it set as a professional graphic. 2, we're brokers for some huge printers. So for instance, like this postcard we just looked at, I think this one's an 8.5 by 5.5, so it's a larger postcard. We print up 1,000 of these for around $90, $95, 1,000 full color. We do have some 4 by 6 inch postcards, like the smaller ones. We print up 1,000 of those for around $45, right? The card that we looked at just a little bit ago, this area, I've got one sitting on my desk actually, this area of concern card. We print up 1,000 of these for around $45. These are the tri-folded, glossy, not just the cheap, but these are thicker, nice, type of a card. So yeah, you get the design and either design it yourself, or you can have us do it, and then we can print them up for you at that discounted broker rate. Basically, because we're brokers, the things that we print, we either do it at cost and don't make any money on some of the things, or make very, very little markup.
Post a link. John just asked for a post-it link. Do it. The big thing is a business card is like 8 cents each, or 7 cents, 6 cents each. So we just need to have it. Trifolds, the cost on a trifold, those things are really good. So stuff that really helps you, and you're going to see some more print. But don't get discouraged. This is something you could sign up, and I'm sure John probably has some clients that pay for the ad club. How much is the ad club?
It's $137 per month. Nate just actually posted a link, but that's the link directly to where that card is at, actually on the ad club site.
Okay.
But you have to have the login. You have to be a member to get in there. But the sign up link is that one that I just posted.
So.
Oh, absolutely. I literally have clients that save $300 or $400 off their printing bill that they were previously paying, especially the guys that get a lot of stuff printed. But it's not just print stuff in the ad club. Sometimes guys think that too. There's a lot of email newsletter templates, Google AdWords templates, a whole course on really how to effectively use Google AdWords, Facebook ad templates, and just other electronic stuff. Not just online, because I love online. I mean, I initially was known in Hitman advertising for being the SEO and online marketing guy when I first started doing Hitman, and then I started doing more stuff for offline stuff, and So anyway, but so we should move on. We're running short on time we got a lot of stuff here to cover, a lot of stuff to still go over.
Keep your
Right.
clients and get them to call more often. So this is stuff that you would do to retain your customer. It's not your favorite word there, but I love retaining them, keeping them close to me. So what's the first one, John?
Right. So first thing, thank you postcards. This is something super important to talk about. And emails. If you've got their email address, which I highly recommend that you're getting all their email addresses, send them an email and a postcard. Not just one, send them both. Why? And this is something we talk about some. Some people are going to be more receptive to you by email, not as many as you think. Right. In fact, very few of your clients are going to be receptive to you by email because a lot of them don't want emails from a carpet cleaner, let's face it. But some of them are, right? For instance, for me, if you want to market to me, you're going to probably have to market to me via email. I don't check the mail. If it's something noteworthy, my wife might give it to me, but I don't check the mail. I don't go to the mailbox, right? But but my wife will get it, and guess who the decision maker usually is for a cleaning company? The wife, right? And she gets all the mail. So really do both. Why email's so cheap? Really, even postcards are so cheap to do. But thank you postcards are important. Here's one that we've done. Actually, the same exact one I used to use in my cleaning company. Just a nice, pretty picture. Thank you. Enjoy your clean home. On the other side, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please let your friends know about us. Please, if they do, here's a special offer for them. We want to make sure you're happy. If you're not, please call us right away. Just a heartfelt thank you, and we want to make sure you're happy. If not, give us a call. I mean, that plus a phone call. We're going to talk about phone calls in a minute. What more could you do, right? So, business cards, and this is something that you really need to still give them some type of business card, or like we even talk about a gift card maybe instead, or maybe both, a combination of both of those things. And here's an example of one of the gift cards that we've done. That's just sometimes we do it on plastic. Sometimes it's actually just done on like a thicker glossy cardstock with rounded edges. So it kind of looks like a gift card, but gift cards are huge.
Well, I got a question for you. I love the gift cards and the business cards. You did the postcard as a thank you. Do you ever like a thank you that's totally enclosed in an envelope and then you add a couple maybe gift cards? Because gift cards weren't around 11 years ago. They were, just not like they are now.
Right. I that's not the system that I had in my business. I do have a few coaching members that do that. They take this gift card, put it in a letter that I helped kind of, help them write. And yes, I do have a few that do that as a staple marketing source.
I would do. I would do the envelope and add it in there. I would have it printed with my company and then just, sign inside. But anything is better than probably what most people are doing. But there is no wrong for John mailing a postcard and me mailing an envelope enclosed. There is no wrong. I would think the cost of the postcard are pennies the fraction compared to licking, stamping, and putting stuff in an envelope, right?
Yeah, I think the reason why we did this is just for convenience. I usually would have office people that were so busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, I'm just saying the cost. I mean, it's got to be half the cost of an envelope.
Right. Exactly. And the cost to print these up, it's like a penny, per postcard, a penny, or and the postage is like 35 cents.
Today's people's times. I don't want to carry on this too long, but there's 31 flavors of ice cream. I like Rocky Road. What do you like, John? See, so everyone likes something different. Today, people's time is so important. We have a great audience over here. Nate, John, everyone, Pamela, you guys, we're not saying which one's right, but in a postcard today might be better because my time is so valuable. If I had to open something up today, I might be more discouraged compared to, or I might be more passionate with the clientele. Of an older generation, they might like it more. So we're not saying we know the answer. This is just either one does work. Find the best one for your budget and your advertising cost that works. I do like the postcard. I've never done that once. I do like it.
Right. I think my mindset behind that was we gave them things like this in the home, and then we sent them the postcard as just a reminder. But whatever, do it. Right? Do it. Get it done. Follow-up calls, like we just alluded to, follow-up calls, super, super important. Just a quick, I don't know, what would you say
I hated
when you call
doing
a
that.
customer back?
And 90% of the owners are going to probably vouch and say, go Mason right now. Mason rock. But honestly, I hated it because my carpet cleaning company, 17 employees, 7 truck mounts, we were not the attention to detail company. I know everyone says I'm the best cleaner in the West. When I was cleaning, I was. But when I started getting a large company and the systems weren't in place that you're going to see next week, some of them went through the hole. So sometimes we did not like that call as much. I found out that when I did call, I didn't get I settled them. They were happy. I didn't have customers upset. We didn't have Google review and Yelp and all those social media sites. But I hated doing it just because I was like, oh, they might not be happy, or I might have to go back, But you did it, and I think it's a great thing. If someone called me the next day and said, hey, we came out and fixed your air conditioning, how was Mason, and how was things cool, and we just want to thank you for your business. As a truck mount salesman at John Don, a friend of mine, Pathfinder in Houston, I called his mom after I sold the truck mount a couple weeks later when she got back from vacation, and I thanked her. And she said, I bought 4 or 5 butlers and they've never called me once. So the thank you phone call is proven, and I did do it. But when I was doing, a couple $1 million a year in carpet cleaning, we didn't do it. So
right. And it's just a simple, our script was basically, hi, just wanted to make sure that everything was okay. Are you happy with the job they did? I mean, we put ourselves out on the line. Right, when you ask questions like that, you might cringe. We can't ask them, are they? And if they had any hesitation, you know what we said? Oh, no problem. We'll send Joe back out to take care of that spot. We want to make sure you're happy. You know how many referrals you get from that kind of thing? You know how many repeat clients you get from that kind of thing? It's huge. Do it. Even if it's just a message with just wanted to make sure you were happy. If you had any problems at all, give us a call.
And a lot of times we don't want to bury this, but we talked earlier. If you want to get to more employees, I know a lot of successful, and John does too, owner operators. We're not saying get to 5, 10 trending trucks if you want to do it. We're just saying this is stuff that does work. If you're the owner operator and they're pleased when they're done, then you might not follow up with that phone call. But like my wife, if she did the phones, because some of you guys' wives work, but if she does do the phones, she could do it, even though that you were the owner operator. So I think that personal touch makes them more relatable to you. I came up with the 5-around Frisbees. I did it in Las Vegas in a speech. I invented this, guys, because I saw it on a pressure washing forum. Like I told you, I best Xerox copier. Everyone knows the 5-around, where there's one house you clean and then the 5 houses around you. Door hangers are awesome. We could get those printed up for you, or you just have them. You can hang them on 5 doors. Is really good. And then also you can make something cool in areas with bigger properties or gated. You could get Frisbees printed. You can put a sticker on the Frisbee or get them printed and throw them in 5 yards or more. Your employees will probably do the Frisbees more than walking. But the Frisbee, John, you heard me speak in Las Vegas. Did the Frisbee not take off when I threw it in the audience?
It sure did. Yeah, it took off all the way across the room, a big room too. Yeah, that was great. And so, I was looking at the prices for some of these today. It seems like they're a little bit less than $1 a piece. Right. And then I think that's usually for the non-printed. The printed ones are depending, but probably 20 cents more, maybe like a flat fee of per 100 or 200, I think is usually the minimum of what I saw. $50, $75. I don't know. Look online and see. But if you don't want to spend the money on that, you can just get stickers and put it on here. Again, we can get stickers for you for 1,000 of them for like $20. If you're going to have those stickers anyway for other things, might as well multi-purpose it. But some of them, like I said, 200 Frisbees, I think they were like 70 cents a piece or something like that. Real cheap. Buy them, throw them out in yards. Why not?
I guarantee you, no one else is doing it.
It's something different.
I guarantee no one else is doing it. If you guys start doing that, you start with the sticker concept at first, and then maybe you buy them more. And if a customer complains, why did you throw a Frisbee in my yard? Offer to come and clean one room for free and return the Frisbee. You're not going to get that. Stop thinking different things. Just go out and do it.
Exactly. So the other thing too, and I almost thought like, geez, is this really something that gets clients calling back? And I thought about it and I was like, well, yeah. And here's how it works. But, doing neighborhood 5-arounds, doorknob hangers, how is that going to get your client to call back? Well, if you're marketing to all of their neighbors, there's that inertia that goes on. I mentioned this last week. I remember walking through particular neighborhoods, passing out doorknob hangers and thinking and putting it on my goal list to be the neighborhood cleaner in this high-end neighborhood where all the attorneys and county commissioners and the prominent people in the area lived. And you know what? Eventually I cleaned for almost every house in that neighborhood by doing stuff like these 5-rounds, 20-rounds, and 50-rounds. But you can actually take and figure out, give a mail house your list, and they can mail 20 or 50 postcards around the house that you just clean. This is one that we've done. Several of our members have used this one just like this and been very successful with it, where they did just that. They turn it into our mail house and they go, I want you to mail 50 homes around this with this postcard. We just cleaned for your neighbor's house. Would you like yours cleaned too? Just a quick Dear Neighbor letter about who you are, a little bit about your reputation and what you do and why you're different, your guarantee. And the other side, there's some special offers, right? That's just for the neighbors of the people that you just cleaned for. This kind of stuff is huge. And how does that even help you get to keep your client? Well, once your client realizes that you're doing, because you're probably you could even mail her the same thing too, but once she realizes that you're also marketing to her neighbors like this, it reminds her, and it even kind of makes her want to refer you. Are you following me, Mason? Does that make sense? Because she's seeing this stuff done. I think you
invented this part because I never heard of this before until you told me about it. So basically, it's every door direct mailer, but you're targeting the bullseye. Right. You're targeting where they already saw the van next door, they heard the van next door, or your portable take it in, whatever it is. But they've seen you around and you're trusted already. So that's better than a flyer. I love this concept. You did not lose me. I think this is a branding to that same customer you just cleaned, because they're going to forget it's been a year or 6 months or whatever. But if they see your van around, they're going to remember your name. Just like it. I think what you did on this is brilliant. So people, really, if you have more questions on this, tag questions over there. I think it's really, really awesome. I love it.
Sweet. Yeah, Trisha just mentioned that she put out 200 doorknob hangers and landed a $700 tile cleaning job. Exactly. That's what it's about. You had to get out there and do it.
Door knock 100, 150 doors a day, and I couldn't go home until I got 3 or 4 jobs. No, if I door knocked 5 jobs, got 4, I went home. No, it was like I got my quota.
Right.
Now, they didn't always book with me right then. I might have gave them a 30-day quote. But I think door knocking today with the ring and all these things, I think things are changing. I think so. And we don't. I don't know the rules of door hangers and stuff. Like in a gated area, frisbees might be easier to throw than the door hanger. I don't know the rules on which areas you can do, but I'm pretty sure 5 doors around, I don't think we would need a permit because you're really doing a target area, not just soliciting the neighborhood.
Right. Not a canvassing. Yeah. Again, check with your local laws.
Yeah,
we don't know. We're not the experts on that. You need to know what it is that goes on, and maybe sometimes even call your police department, call whoever, ask them what the laws are. So okay, and the other things that we talked about a little bit before, reminder postcards and flyers, and these are great. Again, go figure out where I'm going with this too. Is it's not just the reminder postcards. Reminder postcards are essential, but what I don't like is that there's programs out there that just say do a reminder postcard every 3 months. Well, then all you're doing is getting in back of them and reminding them and reminding them and reminding them to get cleaning done. You're not telling them about all the different things that you do. They're still good. Don't get me wrong. Just like email newsletters. Email newsletters are great. They're cheap. Do them, but don't just do email newsletters and stop there. They still need something sent to them in the mail. Same thing with reminder postcards. They're great, but don't think that this is the only thing. And this is something that we've done that's got a lot better response than a reminder postcard is a flyer. It's actually a tri-folded flyer. Some clients have even done it and put it inside of an envelope, but it seems to work just as good as a tri-folded flyer. It's a self-mailer. I don't think I have the other side of this, but you can address the other side, label it or whatever. But we haven't heard from you in a while. It's been 1 year, 2 years, whatever. Dear Mrs. Jones, don't you remember what a great how great your carpet looked, et cetera. Here's all the things that we do with our system. Here's our guarantee, and here's a special offer, $20 off your next cleaning. And we only send this to the people who we actually haven't heard from in an extended amount of time. Usually it was 2 years. And if we didn't hear from them after we sent this, a lot of the times we would either take them off of our mailing lists or put them on a list of seldom mailed to. We wouldn't mail to them as much. We mailed to them a lot for the first 2 years. After that, no, right? And then take them off. Same thing with this postcard, and we usually send this one out at a year. And that's about the only reminders we would ever do is at 1 year and then at 2 years. That's it. No other reminders are really necessary. So a lot of people don't want to just be reminded that, hey, you need to get your carpet cleaned every 3 months. It's kind of silly, I think. But it's time for sparkling clean carpet, floors, and rugs and floors again. On the other side, it's been 1 year. Whatever it may be. A little bit about benefits. You can't really see them here because it's kind of a smaller thumbnail, but a little bit of the benefits of why it's important to clean frequently, and a little bit of a special offer. Nothing huge, but that reminder is super important. Getting reviews, basically, and then I guess I got both of them here at the same time. But getting reviews, client reviews. Now, we talked about this a little bit ago. So do you ask for, that's what we talked about, or do you ask for Facebook likes?
Yeah.
Well, here's what I'd rather do, right? I would rather ask them for a Facebook review. Guess what? You might get probably if they're going to give you a Facebook review and go to your Facebook page for a review, they're also going to give you a like.
I'm with you on this. We talked about this earlier, but let's talk about the seasonal postcards and the newsletter, and then we'll talk about the review. But the big thing is, if you stay in front of your customer and clean every year, you're cleaning clean carpet. If you put carpet protector down, you're protecting their carpet and making it easier on you. Everyone wins, guys. We're not trying to sell snake oil. This stuff works. Go on to the next. I think the newsletter, seasonal. I like keep on going. No, you're going the wrong way. The other way. I really think what it's the. I love that. No, keep on going forward. Yeah. So before and after cleanup, after Turkey and Thanksgiving Day, I love this postcard. It's got to cost really little, but you could do a 1 year reminder, and I'm fine with 1 year. I'm with you on that. There is some programs out there, Stay Beautiful program stuff where they pay a monthly subscription. I don't do much any of that, but I think it's cool. But what you're doing is that monthly subscription by 1 year, and then sending them a Thanksgiving, a newsletter. You are sending them reminders of doing your carpet more often. So all these postcards are brilliant, John.
Right. Thank you. So here's the other concept with this too. In fact, let me finish. We're talking about getting reviews. Yes, ask your client for reviews. That's the super important thing to do. It's seasonal postcards and newsletters. Here's sort of where this really comes into play. You're not only reminding them about cleaning, but you're connecting with them on a different level, because now you're kind of part of their holiday, right? You're part of the family. You're part of their life, right? And you're branding yourself with this before and after cleanup. And this particular postcard talks about, we're here for you before and after the holiday. And obviously this is about, Turkey Day, Thanksgiving in the United States. Here's one that we just actually recently put out just a couple of days ago. Happy Thanksgiving, a little, same cartoon turkey guy cleaning a rug, right? And again, you're connecting yourself with that and how cleaning is related to Thanksgiving. This is good, smart stuff, right? And then on the postcard itself, a very, very small offer. We're not giving away much of anything here, but a little bit. Free cinnamon deodorizer, very cheap to do, very cheap to give away. And then we also talk about how we're there to help your home look great for the holidays, which is what they're worried about. And then letting them know, whether it's before or after the holidays, we want to help your home look great, and talk about your referral program. That's, boom.
Awesome. We're going to hit you guys with a bonus on how to hire a salesperson. There's one that we did not have time to put in the PowerPoint today. There's A-frames that you can also buy and put it outside by the car. I don't think we added that.
Right.
We'll have a link on that, and we'll post it. But there's A-frames you could put outside. Caution, dirt removal and process, or your company name besides on your van, because people see orange cones. It's an A-frame kind of cone, right, John?
Right. Right. Yeah, I
Oh,
forgot to
we're
throw
busy.
that in there. I
We're
didn't
busy.
realize
This
that
is
till
good
something.
stuff, guys, and we're here for you. We're
But
learning with you, and we're just showing this stuff that works. What I wanted to cover today, and John put this in there as a bonus for you guys from me, how to hire a salesperson. This works. Every one of you guys can hire a salesperson tomorrow with these 3 concepts. So let's get started. Pay structure A is all commission, no base. So you can go anywhere and say, hey, will you work for me? I'll pay you commission on any work you give me. That's all commission, no base. In the car dealership, there's draws, there's hurdles and benchmarks. Class A is very simple. Anyone can figure this one out. So 20% off any job they bring in. It's paid on the following month. So today is October the 24th. You pay them the second Friday or the second paycheck of the following month. So that gives you time to close the bill. So if I sold a $200 job today and you cleaned it today, I might be like, hey, where are you? I want my $40. This eliminates it. I would have a 1-page little contract where everyone signs it. This is how you get paid, and that's it. They only get paid one time. Prime example, John was saying it costs you $40 to get a client, 40 to 60, 80 bucks. Well, if you got a $200 job, 40, you're paying it to him instead of Google, pay-per-click, or any way else of retaining a new client. So not retaining, getting a new client. So you pay him on the following month on the second Friday. The third part, you only pay him once. So after they sold me Lisa, Billy, or Mr. Wilson and stuff, that you own them. The next year when they call again, they don't get paid because you paid them for it. You can change it on commercial jobs. If you get a big commercial job and they nurture it, you can change it up. This is the concept that works for me. Apartment complexes. If they get an apartment complex, you only pay them $1 a door up to 500 doors. So if he got me a complex and it was 700 units, he will get a $500 commission after I did 3 jobs and they paid me for 3 jobs. If I'm $40 minimum and it's only 120, I'm still paying him how many doors that is.
what you're saying, wouldn't it be better to hire
Either one.
a she
Either one.
for this? It does. What did you have better experience with?
I like women. I like women. I think women salesmen. My wife on the phone is very good. So when another woman calls, I do like where you're going. It's personally, I think women feel better with women on the phone and less threatened maybe. But yes, it could be men or women. We do have one for women. I was just saying most pay structure on the commission side I found was the car salesman guy kind of thing. So that's why I was saying on these. The women will be coming in a second on the next one. But you're right.
Right.
It depends on who you hire. I don't really care if it's a man or woman. I care about the right person. But I do agree with what you're saying. Right. I'm saying he or the person. So you would pay him up to $500 per door. So if they got 200 unit complex, he would get a $200 commission check after I've been paid 3 times. You just don't want him to go out there and say, hey, clean this office for $80 and I get 200. You want to eliminate the process. So that.
And you're only paying them after you've been paid, not just when you did a $5,000 job, but after you actually got paid.
Not on the top ones. Yeah, not on the top ones. Okay. If I took net 30, they would get paid on the following month no matter what. Yeah. And you would have to change it because say it's $1 million job, you don't have 200,000 cash. Okay. But this is basically your average jobs are around 180, 200 bucks. So it doesn't kill you if majority pay you. $500 per door. Guys, throw notes over there. We're going to be in a few minutes. If you have questions on the pay structure, we're going to answer them. So $500 a door after three paying customers. So if I did a Pine Brook or an apartment complex, after I got 3 checks, I would cut the commission check to them on the following month. Okay, pay structure B.
Good.
This one's a little more understandable because people like a pay. Base pay of $10 an hour. I'm in Texas. Minimum wage is like $8.25 or something. So we could pay 10, and then you give them 10% commission. Well, this only works now in Seattle. Minimum wage is 15, and California it's 11. You would have to change the base pay to wherever it is, but this structure works the same even if you pay up to 15. They do not get their commission once again until the second paycheck of the following month. Also, they don't get their commission until they meet a hurdle. For an example, if you make 30% profit, I believe there's 3 30s in 100%. 30% cost, 30% payroll, 30% profit. 10% is Murphy in your business. This is my math, Mason math. So 3 30s. So 30% profit on 10,000 is 3,000. If I paid a guy $10 an hour, insurance, company car, all that stuff that he's using, I believe I need to make $10,000 before I can give him commission. So their commission drops because he wants a base pay. So it's real easy to convert people to pay structure A. I'd rather just pay him when he gives me work, makes him more hungry, right? On this one, it's a hurdle. You have to reach $10,000 in base pay before you get your commission. So basically, they're working for $10 an hour. You're going to make them hungry. You want to dangle that carrot out there so they go get it. This works, guys. So I have a problem with $10,000. If you hired a salesperson tomorrow and he could do $10,000 the first month, keep him forever, because it's very hard to do that. No one knows him. He's going to get some low-hanging fruit from Facebook and people they know. But I'm telling you, not a month. It's a month, not a year. $10,000 hurdle per month is the hurdle. Thank you, Norman. So what I would do is do a grade. I would probably do the first month maybe $2,000 or $3,000. That's all you have to hit it. Then you get 10% commission above the 3,000. Month 2 or 3 or month 3, I would move it to 5,000 and then maybe 8,000. Slowly grade it up. So maybe the first month 2,000, second month 4, third month 6, and so they can reach it. After people know who he is, after 4 or 5 months, he'll be hitting the 10,000 all the time. I want to give you an example of this, a great example. A friend of mine did this same structure. He did have a company, no salesman. He hired a guy. He never could break $1 million. He did 864,000. The first year he did this structure B, he had 1,130,000. And I got a video testimony on him, so I'll post that. I haven't upgraded it yet. So when I get that, but it does work, guys. So let me tell you really again, it's really simple. He's a paid employee. You also have more to do. I don't want to run this out all night, but you do have to have him come to the office at 9 a.m., make his phone call, his routine until 11. Then he takes off in your company car, your Kia Soul, your Cube, or your little pickup truck, whatever. Then he might take a client out to lunch every day with a Chili's gift card. I would give him a $25 Chili gift card. This is what we did with Sean, a $25 Chili gift card, so they're not buying beer or overdoing it. And just tell him if it's over, it's on you. I'm buying you lunch. So then he would have to come back around 3:34 and turn in his paperwork. So then I'm making him accountable. So there's a structure to work on, the structure B. Most of you guys aren't there yet on B. Okay. I would tempt it with this structure C. I would start with. And everyone.
Right. A quick question that Blake had, just to double check. $10,000 in sales.
No salary. You pay him hourly, $10 an hour per hour. Or Blake, I don't know what your minimum wage is. You want to be a little higher. If your minimum wage is like 12, you might want to pay him 14. I was basing this off an $8 an hour minimum wage, or $8.20.
He's asking about the initial hurdle, $10,000 in sales, right? Right, per month. Okay, so he only gets a commission if he does $10,000 in sales
only
on
after
any given
the
month.
10,000.
Okay, so just 10,000 altogether in 1 month.
So if he made $11,000 in sales, you take 10,000 away, and he only gets commission on the 1,000. 10,000 goes to the house to pay for his overhead, his car, the lunches, and all that stuff.
So this, for some reason, this is probably the most attractive to guys who can't really sell. And so I've known guys and members, clients of mine who've done this and then gotten in trouble. So at what point do you let them go and realize that, geez, I'm paying you $10 an hour even, and you're not quite getting me $2,000.
That's what you have the benchmark. You have the 2,000, the 4,000, the grade, and then you'll know right away if he's not selling. It's just not working, and you give the base so low that someone's not going to stay. And if you have the structure of what time to come into work, be there at 9. I would dispatch my guys at 8:30. I would have them roll in after. at 9. And then I would tell them to go leave at 11. And then I would also do a map. I'm a sales guru. That's all I know. So I would have a map of where he's going to go and target. And we would give him leads, because being the owner, John, you get too busy, right? I'm over here to the right seeing Blake and all these guys. I guarantee they weigh many hats. So if they got a lead, they could throw it to him and say, hey, I'll give him 20%, keeps him happy. Maybe he'll get me more. So you want to throw olive branches and stuff, but there is a time you will cut loose.
Yeah, and I would my suggestion with that would be, I don't know, if you're paying them $10 an hour, some guys might be happy with, okay, cool, I got a job going around town just talking to people and I get paid $10 an hour, not making you any money, but they're making $10 an hour, so I would have a benchmark for that if you're not meeting this after even the first month, then you don't have a job anymore. Right, and that just needs to be on what you decide.
Yeah, and there's many ways to skin this cat. I could see through a salesman real fast. So a lot of you guys have never hired a salesperson, so a little more. Hey, Blake, he's in Texas, so I would start at 10, Blake. The guy who did it was in San Antonio, Blake, that did this concept. But you'll weed it out. You'll weed it out, and you can even hire them as a part-time 3 days a week or something too. You don't have to do it. A good example is CarMax employees. I would find CarMax employees, they get paid $150 per car. I would say, what's your days off? He goes Tuesday and Thursday. I'd hire him and say, on these 2 days, I will hire you. You're talking to people all the time. Those leads will also go on your regular commission check too, because they're leads. So it could be a part-time structure too. You can hire someone 1 day a week or 4 days a week. All right, structure C is what every one of you guys should hire tomorrow. Blake, if you don't hire this person in a week, I'm going to unfriend you. No. Anyways, this is the easiest one for you, Blake. You'll love this. Hire a mom. I know there's stay-at-home dads and stuff, but it just seems like moms are more outgoing with Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, soccer moms, baseball moms, all this stuff. They're involved with the kids. I'm going to basically give you an example of my wife. And John's wife, too, stopped her career to watch the kids. My wife stopped her career so she can watch the kids. The past 7 years, I've been traveling around the country. Last year, I was in 180 planes, 300 hotels. There's no way my wife could have a career and have me doing that. So if you could, but she wanted to help. She wanted a new minivan or, a car, a Honda or something. When her payment was $400 a month, she wanted to help, but she couldn't. So basically, you find these moms on Facebook, neighborhood things, and say, hey, I can hire you. You can work from home. I pay you 20% commission, like structure A, on the second Friday of the following month off any jobs you give me. This is amazing. You just buy them business cards. You call her customer relationship or something like that. And I don't like the word salesman. I think that's too aggressive a lot of times, but something with the relationship. She'll be thrilled to tell all her friends she's got a job. And she won't be just thrilled about that, because she brings a lot of value to the house. Just because I was watching a TV thing the other night, and she was like, I just called my mom a mom because she didn't like housewife. She's not married to the house, So these women do a lot for us. My wife does. So they want to help, and they want to help out with the thing, but they can't. So right here, they can make an extra $200 to $400 a month just to make a car payment or help with vacations or something like that. They already know the people. They're on social neighborhood watches and stuff. This is the beauty, John. I sold you on this when you heard it first time for me. You buy them business cards, which is how much?
$20, $30. I'd probably say business cards and gift cards, the cheaper gift cards to give out.
And they get on that ticket, you never have to fire them. You never have to go and say, you're not working out, because you don't care. I mean, you want them to work out, but if they don't sell, they don't get paid.
Right.
Nothing.
They're not costing you money.
It's a brilliant thing. You pay a mom like an employee. I do not pay a mom like an employee, only on structure A, a completely commission person. But let's just talk about this really fast. You can hire a mom like my wife who wants to help our family on vacations and pay car payments. Buy them business cards. She'll go on social media and she'll get work. And the thing is, you pay them one time. on each job the second Friday or the second paycheck of the following month. The important things is I've hired these moms before, and you did $100 job, and she's like, hey, I need to buy some groceries, or, I wanted to get something. And she's like, I'm at Lisa's house. Can't you just give me the money now? No, it's a structure. She gets a check. It's a 1099. It's a structure, pay structure. You've got to run it like a business. Case closed. But these structures work. Everyone can hire off this structure, John.
Right. So yeah, just to make sure Jaren understands, you don't pay them like a typical employee. They're just on commission. So if they don't get what they're supposed to do, they don't get you any business, then they don't get any money. But if they give you $2,000 in business, then they get $400 the next month.
Storm and Norman on this. How do you train them? They could train themselves. All they're doing is getting someone your phone number. You don't have to train them much because they're not going to know much of the lingo or anything. All you have to do is she can email you, hey, I have a lead. It's Lisa. She wants her carpets cleaned. And then eventually, if she's making money, if she's making $1,000, $1,400 a month, she's going to want more training. You could take her out on a job. You could go. Most likely, these moms are people you clean for. My best employees were referrals from people I clean for. So these are just going to be people you know. But you could go and clean their house for free. You could do so much to train them. I wouldn't. Most people today with internet's going to learn a lot of it anyways. But all you're trying to do is get that phone number and close the deal. I would pay off the whole ticket. Not if you charge sales tax, but if it's a $200 ticket, pay it. If you give them a $25 discount or something like that, you could pay it without the discount. But I would just pay whatever I received. If it's a discount, $20, I'd pay them off the $180. But and then maybe they'll want to sell more, add upholstery. But I guarantee with tile and grout, I believe who said it today, Pamela, she got $700 off door hangers. Picture that. If my wife got a $700 job today, $140, she made more than me today, So it's going to be something cool to help out. Don't overanalyze it. Okay, a sub, that's a 1099. I believe it is a 1099, right, John? Yeah.
Right. It is. Yes.
It's really cool. This is something that does work, guys.
So yeah, Blake, it's basically a referral system, a paid referral system. They're going to be calling, making personal visits, basically whatever they want to do. But yeah, they're lead generators. They're just salespeople paid on commission.
Perfect way to say lead generators. That's really now, you've got to have some kind of software or some way to track it that I gave them Billy Bob's house. And then when they do schedule it, they do get the commission. I never nickel and dime anything. It comes back to haunt you. I always pay it. I was the biggest one on water damage. I would split water damages with other carpet cleaners. And every time the check came in for $2,400 or whatever, I photocopied the check from the insurance and I'd cut them a check for half every time. Minus sales tax or whatever. You don't charge sales tax on water damage, but whatever was fair, we split the checks, and that just worked.
Well, let's clarify that. It depends on your state. You might charge sales tax on water damage, right?
I don't know on the water damage. I don't know. That was in California. But I would not pay commission on sales tax. We'd only pay it on what I receive.
Okay. Right. Especially big jobs that could get into a lot of money. So, well, good. What other questions do we have for this? There's one or two other things I wanted to make sure that we're talking about. One, but before we go on, or did you have anything else to add?
Guys, you guys put in this time for it. I mean, we're a little over an hour tonight, but this is important stuff. Stop giving excuses. Just go out and get it. There's no way in the world that I could sell 73 truck mounts in the country, an unheard of number, without just go and get it. I guarantee you're not taking advantage of these moms. These moms are not taking advantage of you. It's a system that works because you can help them. And you want to give back and help people. Imagine how nice it is if you can help a person like my wife in the neighborhood make a car payment, a vacation, school clothing. This is stuff that helps everyone. Let's saturate that market.
Yep. And it's a real easy way to do it, especially for somebody who's been a past client or knows what your business is all about. A couple of questions that I got. We're going to talk about the contest in just a minute, but a few people in the last couple of weeks since we've been talking about this program have mentioned to me about our personal consultation, because really up until a couple of weeks ago, Mason and I weren't really doing. And before, when I had my cleaning business, I next to never, unless somebody begged me, did one-on-one consultation because I didn't really have time. But since I sold my cleaning business at the end of the last year, I have had more time to do that, and I freed up more time to do that. I've also been working on a lot of Google AdWords projects for guys and things like that, some other writing projects for guys. Started to write for CleanFacts again, and things like that. I just had more time for that type of thing. But yes, Mason and I are actually doing a one-on-one consultation with both of us, and right now we actually have a special intro price. The price on this is going to be going up in the near future, but basically it's a program where you get either one of us, sometimes both of us in the same week. We've done that too because we're working with a couple of clients right now on this, but where we're giving you one-on-one consultation once per week of either myself or Mason, depending on what stuff you're working on. And sometimes it's even both of us. We were on the phone with a company just the other day that's part of this program, and he wanted us to do some role playing with his staff for his phone script. So I helped him rewrite a phone script, and we're going in and we're plugging in, really plugging away with his staff on that phone script. So but it really depends on whatever you need. If you need more help with Google AdWords, then we help you with that. If you need more help with doing sales training for your salespeople, we can help you with that. But once per week, and then you also, with this program, you get access to our ad club. But currently, this entire monthly consultation package is $750 per month. I put the link up over here. If you're interested in getting just more personal hands-on help, that's, in a nutshell, this is kind of what the contest, that one of the main things that you're really going to get in the contest is basically this package and this monthly consultation. And currently, right now, it's $750 a month. That in the near future, don't know exactly when it will be going up, but I don't want to turn this into a pitch fest for that new, because we already have enough people that are kind of interested in this, but we are taking on a few more for that. Just I mentioned that because a few people have asked me. But
we do need to bring it up. John came up with this in. So I started a consulting company in May, and John, it was shocking, how well it took off. I was blown away with the love and support from everyone. And then everyone coming back to me and says, Mason, we're getting a deal on you. Our return on investment's huge. And John was blown away with the people that were signing up and the fees they were paying because I was working really hard. So our time is worth something. We are self-employed, so our time is worth something. So he came with a package that we could work together. So this week we're on the phone together. Last week he did the phone by himself, and then one week I called by myself. So we could do different things, but what we're just doing is, my company's called Call to Action Consulting. All we're doing is calling you to action, to take action. We're not here to pay for your advertisement, nothing. We're trying to get you in a lane. I like 3 things. John likes working on one thing. Let's master that, move to the next. We're just making you accountable for your business, excited. And then if you meet up with a coach, every team needs a coach once a week, it will really knock it out. Also, with this package, John was really generous. He's also giving you the ad club for free. So you're getting, during this time, the ad club for free, a $137 value. And the winner is going to get the ad club and this, basically. So this is real exciting for us to offer it. It is working out quite well, because by John and I being on the phone for an hour, we're able to play off each other. And we really improved each other's game on that call. We did, yesterday?
Right. Yeah, I think it was yesterday. So exactly. So the registration for that's open, and if you really need, and one of the biggest things is we help you implement this stuff, because that's one of the biggest problems. Guys don't get the stuff done that they're supposed to get done. One of the things that, when I was talking to somebody who's thinking about signing up for this, I said, one of the biggest things that I'm kind of known for when I'm doing one-on-one consultation is I'm all in, and guess what? I'm going to tell you how it is, and I'm going to kick your butt if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I'm going to say, you need to get off your butt, quit being lazy, and just do this stuff. That's part of it. The accountability, but just to the direction. Sometimes guys are just, and I've been that way too, and I've used coaches. I'd still use coaches in different programs. You're scared because you don't know what to do. You don't know where to go next. That's what that's all about. Joe's asking about Joe. I think you're the Joe that just signed up for the coaching club, if I'm not mistaken. He's asking about recommendation for software for his client database. There's a few, and there's a couple in our industry. One is House Call Pro, and one is Service Monster. So Google both of those, and then there's other software that's outside of our industry that a few guys
Customer
love.
Factor.
Do you remember the Customer Factor is another good one. I would probably Google those three: House Call Pro, Service Monster, and Customer
use
Factor.
just QuickBooks. I use QuickBooks.
And QuickBooks. QuickBooks for sure at first. The scheduling stuff. So if it's just for database and for accounting, QuickBooks all day long. If you want scheduling stuff, Customer Factor, House Call Pro, and Service Monster might be a few of the ones. But the registration, ACT is another one for accounting. Right, exactly. The registration's still open. We don't know when we're going to close it. At least another week. Again, we're trying to get more guys to actually send in their videos. Send in your videos, guys. Post them on Mason's
We got
Network.
24 people signed up. It was awesome. But we only have a handful of maybe 7 or 8 videos. So we're giving you guys a chance on that. Right. So get them in. We're real excited about that. This is going to be fun.
Good. So get that, keep that in mind. Get the videos in soon, because once we actually start to do the interviews, we're going to at some point soon close out the ability for you guys to submit a video, and we don't want anybody to get upset. So keep that in mind. That is coming. We also are going to do at least the second and third prize. So keep that in mind, because you might be thinking, geez, if you see one video, go, that guy's amazing, I can never beat what he has to say. Well, don't worry. We're going to still give away a second or third prize. And you don't really know, because there's a lot of ifs, ands, and buts. Maybe the one guy who had a great video, maybe there's something that we knew about. I don't know. There are a lot of different factors. We're not just looking for one thing, and we're not also looking for a great video. It's not all about who has the greatest video wins. That's not what it's about, although that is a factor, right? Thank you, Pamela. Good. Pamela's working on getting it done. So what other questions do we have? What other questions?
Yeah, guys, ask some questions over there. But the big thing, I guarantee, guys, if you could saturate your neighborhood, what I did in Huntington Beach, California, I found a neighborhood that had screen doors, not locking ones, screen doors, and I could door knock that area. I would eat dinner at 4. I'd go door knock down the street, about half an hour away, from 4 to 7. And as people were coming home, I was door knocking, parked around the corner so they could see the van. And that worked. Today's with the Ring and the drones, and I don't know what's going on now, all these crazy stuff. Things do change. But I'm just saying, if you could get house after house in one neighborhood, you're going to benefit. So that's why his 20 around with the letters, I love that. We didn't talk much about it, but I really like it when you do have a CRM, a client relationship management software, and you know the pet's name. My dog's named Walter. He's a white lab. If you go on Facebook, you'll see me with my lab. And the bone can have a bow on it that says Walter. You don't have to get the thing, just the bow. Yeah. So when I walk in, that customer builds a relationship with me. Oh, the guy with the bone, the guy with the dog bone every time for Walter, why not treat the dog who's giving you work? I mean, give him a bone, right?
Right. Just buy him a bed, buy him whatever he needs.
And I think the other thing is, I don't know how to do that. Could you do that in a bag with a sticker, or how would you do that, John, with the bone? Would you just do ribbon with it? I think we would have to. You could even do a label maker, right? On ribbon.
Sure. Yeah. A label maker, sticker. The funny thing is, stickers are really going to be cheaper, just easier to do. You know what I mean? You just get stickers. You can get even 1 inch tall by, like, I think 3 inches might be the smallest one, but real small stickers about the size of a mailing label. Just get those out and pass them out.
And then also, can you also put later the A-frame and the link about how much the cost and what they look like?
Yeah, I looked those up. We could actually get those through our printer.
Are they plastic or are they cardboard? What are they? Good.
Yes, they're plastic. They're like the hard plastic, durable.
A-frame with your name. We got questions from Canadian. Canada.
Yes, we do help cleaners in Canada. I've got even members right now. They're in Canada for sure. The mailing programs. Here's here's kind of the thing, because that's the thing. Sometimes guys will ask me about the mailing programs. I've never mailed anything in Canada, so I don't know the exact. Here's what I know from the clients that I've had. So I have secondhand knowledge. What it's probably going to require is you going down to the post office and finding out exactly what the requirements are for business mail in Canada, because it probably isn't even changes and that type of thing. I do know that there is a program similar to EDDM. I do know that they also do canvassing, which is you pick a neighborhood and mail to it. I do know that the mail house that we work with can mail to Canada. There's a little bit of an upcharge because, again, they have to mail it, over there, that type of thing. But I would also maybe talk with the mail house there. I don't care what printer or what mail house you use. That doesn't matter. We have all the postcards. You just need to find out the right size for doing that. Oh, for commercial, then here's the thing: all day long, Rona, sales letters, not a postcard, a letter, and then after that, follow that up with maybe a postcard as the second or third in a sequence, but primarily letters are going to be what sells more and which you can get them interested in more. We have an entire course for commercial. If you're part of the ad club, you get that course for free. I do also have that course as a standalone course for $397 as well. But it's a system that basically is geared to get you in front of the right decision maker with a series of letters, some postcards, but mostly letters, and really a whole process for doing that. Email me or message me, john@hitmanadvertising.com, or if you're with me on Facebook, shoot me a message.
Commercial is pretty important. So on the sales structure, if it's a $10,000 job, you pay the guy $2,000. You just pay him. Right. Oh, he made $2,000 and I had to do all the work. Doesn't matter. Pay him because he got you the work, guys. Don't think that. So on the commercial accounts, I love the mail-in and a letter, newsletter, video brochure, business card. I love all that stuff. I really think what works best for me is when I do a pre-phone call, and then after I get the pre-phone call of knowing who I'm talking to, then I go to the building and I say, hey, is Mr. Wilson in? And then I leave a flyer or brochure, and then they normally get that to them. And then you can also, after that, mail it again. But John does have something great. I just have a different tactic of selling. Both is good. Anything better than what we're doing.
Right. And even I've done it like that, but instead of just leaving them a flyer or open, I leave a letter with their name on it that's sealed. Right. Yeah. I mean, you give a sealed letter to the receptionist, and she kind of has to give it to somebody. She can't open it. She can't throw it away. She doesn't know what's in there. It has to go.
And I'm big on a folder that opens with your business card and stuff. Well, there's a lot of printing that I really like. I think it builds credibility when you walk in. I love that kind of stuff. So great questions over there.
Right. Definitely does. Okay, well, good. Unless we have any other questions roll in at the last minute, I think we're going to call the webinar to a close. Get your videos in. We're not going to keep the video submission open that much longer. We don't have a deadline, but at least another week, but it might be a week and a day, for all we know, and it might be out the next day. What if you don't have the decision maker's name? You need to call. You need to get a list somehow compiled by yourself online or by a list. You need to call each place and ask who the person is in charge of hiring a cleaning company. That's something we even recently started doing for our ad club members. It's kind of a slow going process, but where we call and if for an extra charge, it's not included in ad club membership for an extra charge, or we call and ask who's the person in charge of hiring a cleaning company. But you got to know who that person is, and sometimes it's assumed if it's a smaller business, but if it's a large hotel, I used to work in a Marriott hotel. That's the last real job I had. I was like 23 when I quit. But the general manager wasn't the guy that you wanted to talk to about carpet cleaning. He might have cared a little bit, but mostly he was just going to relay it to the head maintenance guy. In fact, he might not even want to talk to you at all about carpet cleaning, right? Because he's not the guy that hired the carpet cleaner. It's the head maintenance guy. So
you nailed it. You nailed it. I know that's not the answer you want to hear. It is the answer. If you just go in there and say, hey, can you give this to whoever's in charge? It's not going to get to whoever's in charge. Whoever's in charge is the trash can.
Yeah. Sales 101, make sure you're marketing to the right person. Right. So if you could be talking to the general manager, but if he's not the guy that's going to hire a cleaning company, you're wasting all your money, you're wasting all your time. You got to find out who the decision maker is. You got to find out who you're really needing to talk to.
And it gets you past the gatekeeper that way. because that person's going to block you at the
Right.
door. Also, what's real important is if it's hard for you to get that name and number, it's hard for someone else to get it. So it's going to be a hard count to get. It's going to be a hard count to lose. You know, yeah.
Right.
So I love your questions, but they're solid. You just have to get it. It's possible to get that name.
Good. Right. Okay, well, good, guys. Yeah, we will have the recording up. Somebody that couldn't make it asked. It's obviously better if you're on the webinar. We'll have another one next week, probably Thursday. No, next week is Halloween on Thursday. We don't want to do it on Halloween. My kids will be upset with me. So we'll want to do it Wednesday for the webinar.
Is that the final answer?
If we can.
I don't know.
If not, we could.
Wednesday. It should be Wednesday the 30th. Yeah, we can't do it Halloween.
30th, yeah.
Yeah.
No. So we'll do it on the 30th next Wednesday. So we'll make a couple of announcements about that it's a different night. So, and then marketing and management is what we'll be talking about. We'll have some other topics we'll be talking about after this, by the way. So I'm really enjoying doing these webinars with Mason. I think it's helping out a lot of guys. I've had a lot of good feedback too. So we're not going to totally stop. Take a break, don't get me wrong, but we're not going to totally stop. We'll still do some after that. So, all right, guys, we'll have a great rest of the night.
Thank you, everyone.
Bless. Talk to you guys soon. All right, bye.